Have you ever considered that there is an important but often unspoken factor that can significantly affect your well-being in the future? No, this isn't about the usual things like diet, exercise, or medications. I'm talking about your intimate life, which for people over 60 can become a key factor in maintaining a high quality of life. This is not about physical interventions or new therapies, but a fundamental issue many are embarrassed to discuss openly. What happens to a woman's body, her hormonal balance, and her mental state when she loses connection with herself and stops feeling and touching her own body? Scientific research has already identified this troubling trend. The Cleveland Clinic has found that a lack of intimate stimulation after menopause can be compared to an accelerated development of vaginal atrophy, an increased risk of chronic pain, and a deterioration of emotional well-being, including anxiety and insomnia. Many women after menopause mistakenly believe that intimate life is no longer accessible, assuming that the physical pleasure from touching their own bodies has lost its significance. Unfortunately, this belief is a dangerous misconception. Abandoning self-pleasure can lead not only to decreased libido, but to a cascade of serious health problems. Circulation worsens, hormonal balance is disrupted, pelvic floor muscles lose strength, and emotional stability becomes fragile. This is why it's important to talk about a topic recognized by medicine as critically important, yet still remaining in the shadows: masturbation in women over 60. Although this practice is not considered forbidden, it has enormous potential for older women, helping to preserve vitality, independence, and a sense of self-worth. Continue exploring this topic not only to learn about the possible negative consequences of its absence, but also to discover simple and effective ways to bring it back, approaches that can radically improve your intimate and emotional well-being. To better understand your needs, please share your age and where you're watching from. Your thoughts in the comments are very important to us, as we strive to create content that is as relevant as possible for you. Let us begin with an important but often overlooked question of women's health: the gradual fading of intimate energy and the declining function of the vagina and clitoris. We tend to focus on the heart, bones, or memory, but intimate tissues deserve no less care. Like any other muscles, they require constant stimulation and activity. Consider the legs of a person who has been immobilized for a long time. Muscles lose strength, blood flow slows, and even simple actions become difficult. The same occurs with a woman's intimate areas when she's deprived of physical closeness and mindful self-care. Over time, blood supply to this region weakens. Vessels lose function, and the tissues of the vagina and clitoris are deprived of the oxygen and nutrients they need, leading to irreversible changes. In postmenopause, the vaginal walls become less elastic and thinner. Spontaneous lubrication is significantly reduced, and sensitivity dulls. According to research from the University of Barcelona, up to 50% of women in postmenopause can face vaginal atrophy when intimate activity is irregular. Often the first sign is a decrease in sexual desire and pleasure, as if sexual sensitivity slowly loses its sharpness. Later in life, painful sensations may appear during intimacy or even with everyday activities that require prolonged sitting. In medical practice, this condition is known as vaginal atrophy. It's essential to recognize that this is not merely a subjective discomfort, but a serious manifestation indicating reduced viability of the vaginal tissues, structures that play a key role in a woman's well-being and quality of life. Sadly, many older women view this as an unavoidable sign of age and assume nothing can change, an error that leads to years of unnoticed suffering. Science, however, refutes this. Studies show that even the simplest, regular stimuli, such as a few minutes of self-touch per week, have a therapeutic effect comparable to physiotherapy. Such actions stimulate blood flow, oxygenate tissues, and support natural moisture levels. Every mindful, tantric-like gesture is a message to the body: keep functioning, we still need you. Gynecologists often meet women over 70 with constant intimate pain. Many mistakenly think they have a serious disease, but examination reveals the cause is simple inactivity. Gradually resuming activity, Using moisturizers and performing pelvic floor exercises help them regain comfort, pleasure, and well-being. Rejecting intimate life is not merely saying no to desire. It is giving a vital part of the body time off, which can lead to its decline. Fortunately, this can be avoided by adhering to one simple rule: consistency. Even decades after menopause, small but regular acts of respect and care can preserve intimate connection and life energy. It is important to understand that menopause has a substantial effect on a woman's hormonal profile and emotional state. During this period, there is a sharp decline in key female hormones: estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Many women do not realize that even after the menstrual cycle ends, the body still needs stimuli to maintain a harmonious hormonal balance. One of the most effective stimuli in this context is intimacy, including self-pleasure. Each dose of pleasure a woman allows herself triggers a chain reaction in the brain, like flipping a chemical switch. The body releases a set of substances capable of dramatically changing physical and mental states in a short time. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, promotes calm and a sense of care. Dopamine boosts motivation, energy, and mental clarity. Endorphins relieve pain and reduce stress, while serotonin stabilizes mood, reducing anxiety and helping prevent depressive episodes. Now imagine a woman who has not activated this mechanism for decades. Over time, the absence of these natural hormonal fluctuations creates favorable conditions for insomnia, irritability, a loss of interest in life, and even depressive symptoms. Patients often say, "Doctor, I feel like I've lost myself." Many don't understand that behind this feeling lies not only age or external factors, but also a lack of internal stimuli that once helped maintain emotional stability. Modern medical science acknowledges this. Research shows that women who maintain intimate activity after menopause are less prone to anxiety, report better sleep quality, and display greater resilience to stress. It seems the body has its own defense mechanism against emotional aging, but for it to work effectively, regular stimulation is needed. Studies conducted at Oxford University indicate that regular intimacy promotes the production of oxytocin and endorphins, positively affecting insomnia and depression. This connection is illustrated by the story of an elderly teacher who sought help for constant fatigue and lack of motivation. Despite improved diet, daily walks, and antidepressants, she still felt lost and couldn't regain her former joy. Through restoring connection with her body via self-pleasure, she discovered striking changes. Within a few weeks, her sleep improved, she smiled more often, and she once again found joy in simple things. She did not need strict discipline or medication. She needed the natural production of the hormones of happiness and life energy. This is not a whim, but a natural medical resource the female body carries throughout life. Ignoring this force is tantamount to allowing imbalance. Recognizing and cultivating it means regularly giving the brain the essential chemistry that can change mood, energy levels, and overall outlook. The message is clear. Pleasure is not a whim, but a physiological need, part of the mechanism that keeps a mature woman vigorous, strong, and emotionally balanced. A third point concerns the power of the pelvic floor, too often hushed up. The pelvic floor is a key muscle group responsible for a woman's health and independence. It supports vital organs, the bladder, uterus, and intestines. A healthy pelvic floor provides urinary control, improves posture, and enhances intimate sensation. Weakening of the pelvic floor can lead to serious problems: urinary incontinence, organ prolapse, and loss of independence in daily life. What is often forgotten is that these intimate muscles cannot develop on their own. They need regular stimulation, and intimacy is one of the most natural ways to provide it. For example, during orgasm, the pelvic floor performs rhythmic contractions that train it. It is a kind of internal automatic workout that activates deep muscle fibers, not easily accessed through traditional exercise or walking. When the initial stimulus disappears, a gradual but inevitable decline occurs. Women who once had full control of the bladder begin to experience involuntary leaks when they cough, laugh, or exert themselves. Many, fearing an embarrassing situation in public, limit social activity and stop leaving home. Others avoid celebrations, religious services, or travel, afraid they will not find a restroom when needed. This cycle is destructive, harming not only physical health but personal freedom. Leading medical institutions report that women who maintain intimate life, alone or with a partner, are less likely to develop incontinence and prolapse. This pattern is no accident. Every stimulus provokes contraction, improves blood flow, and strengthens these muscles like a gentle, invisible workout. The International Urogynecological Association affirms that pelvic floor exercises alongside intimate stimulation significantly reduce the risk of urinary incontinence in older women. Many patients come convinced that leaking when laughing is just age. After receiving pelvic floor recommendations and understanding the importance of reconnecting with their bodies through intimacy, they note real positive changes. After a few months, some resume social activities, walks with friends, travel, the very things they had abandoned out of shame. The beauty of this practice is that it requires no drugs, surgery, or gym visits. Only regularity, a small stimulus several times a week. That is enough to keep fit and remain independent. Never dismiss pleasure, for it carries far more than a superficial meaning. It is a natural physiological need that protects against the loss of intimate strength, maintains self-sufficiency, and ensures a high quality of life, even in old age. It is also worth remembering that when discussing intimacy, many focus only on its physical aspect. One of the most dangerous consequences of giving up self-touch after 60 is its slow but increasingly palpable impact on the psyche and emotions. It starts subtly. A woman looks in a mirror less often, avoids physical contact with her own body, and gradually distances herself from who she truly is. The gap between reality and self-perception widens, as if a vital part of her inner world is being torn away. This is not about vanity, but about self-worth and belonging to oneself. In consultations, women often say, "I no longer feel like a complete woman, as if part of me has disappeared." These words signal a deep crisis of self-identity. It is logical. Intimacy is inseparable from a sense of life force, self-esteem, and a feeling of presence in the world. Its absence leads not only to the fading of sexual life, but to a loss of joy, a desire to socialize, and a decline in confidence. Some women begin to feel invisible. They stop wearing clothes they once loved, smile less, and avoid situations where they might attract attention. Emotionally, they feel empty, as if they exist physically, but their soul is missing. It is a quiet suffering many carry without understanding its cause. Neuroscience offers an explanation. In moments of physical contact and pleasure, the brain produces neurotransmitters such as serotonin, which regulates mood, and oxytocin, which eases loneliness. Without these stimuli, feelings of loneliness and sadness can intensify and even lead to depressive symptoms in women who, at this age, may be retiring, experiencing loss of partners, or distance from children. The lack of these natural chemicals can be particularly challenging during such major life changes. A study from the University of Sao Paulo found that women who give attention to intimate self-care have higher self-esteem and less loneliness in old age. This situation is common among widows who, after a long period without intimate relationships, feel emotionally drained. Although they keep up the house, eat well, and remain outwardly pleasant, inside they feel constant longing and a diminished ability to experience joy. When a woman, through simple actions such as massage, mindful breathing, or intimate touch, rediscovers her body, she often describes it as a rebirth, a return of brightness to life. This is not about physical rejuvenation, but about restoring connection to oneself. And that is the point. Intimacy is not just physical pleasure. It is a path to self-knowledge and the affirmation of identity. Each day, it is a reminder that a woman continues to exist, remains significant, and is worthy of joy. Forgetting this risks allowing loneliness and invisibility to harden into unshakable truths. It is important to maintain this connection even in the simplest form, to repeat to yourself, I am here. I am still myself. How can intimate well-being be restored in practice? We have discussed the consequences of giving up intimacy: tissue atrophy, hormonal disruptions, pelvic floor weakening, and loss of self-identity. The encouraging news is that regardless of how much time has passed, months, years, or even decades, the female body has a remarkable capacity to recover. The first step is to give yourself emotional permission. Many women feel guilt or shame or cling to outdated ideas that prevent them from assessing their bodies objectively. Breaking through this internal barrier is the first step toward transformation, an inner impulse that says, I am still worthy of care and joy. I deserve to feel alive. After that, the process can be gentle and simple. Start with tender touch. Before moving to intimate self-touch, take time for mindful contact with yourself. A warm bath, soft lighting, soothing music. Relax and run your hand over your arms, legs, and abdomen. Take a deep breath, and you'll already feel the activation of neural pathways responsible for pleasure and well-being. Next, moisturize and care for delicate tissues. Vaginal moisturizers, neutral oils, or doctor-prescribed creams, such as low-dose estrogen products, can restore elasticity and comfort. This gentle care brings back softness and prepares the body for new sensations. Begin pelvic floor exercises. Classic Kegels are an excellent start. Simple contractions, as if interrupting urination, 3 sets of 10 repetitions daily. Within a few weeks, you'll notice improved tone, better bladder control, and perhaps even brighter sensations from touch. Gradually introduce light stimulation with gentle touches to the intimate area, whether from your own hand or a device designed for older women that offers soft vibration and comfortable materials. What matters is not intensity, but regularity. Even a few minutes 2 or 3 times a week is enough to stimulate blood flow, increase sensitivity, and enhance hormonal response. Do not forget lubricants when needed. This is not a sign of deficiency, but of self-care. They reduce friction, increase comfort, and make the experience pleasant from the first moments, helping avoid an unconscious link between touch and pain. Add practices that connect body and mind. Deep breathing, focused meditation, or journaling sensations during intimate moments help overcome emotional barriers. It's like training the brain to accept that pleasure is permissible and beneficial even after 60. A simple weekly plan might look like this. Day 1, relaxing bath and mindful breathing. Day 2, intimate moisturizing with a vaginal cream. Day 3, Kegel exercises 3 sets of 10. Day 4, gentle touch with or without lubricant. Day 5, affirmations or journaling. Day 6, repeat what brought you the most joy. Day 7, rest and reflect. Adjust this to your rhythm. The main thing is consistency, not intensity. Small, regular stimuli have a healing effect, restoring circulation, life energy, and hormonal balance. This is not just a technique, but an act of self-love, a way to see yourself and say, I am here, I am alive, and my body deserves care and joy. In closing, this conversation can become the starting point for a new chapter in your life. It is not only about pleasure and intimacy. It is about your life energy, your freedom, and your self-determination as a woman. For many years, we were told that after menopause, a woman's passion should fade, that touching one's own body is meaningless, wrong, or even shameful. Now you have knowledge that disproves this. Scientific studies have already shown that self-touch improves circulation, strengthens the pelvic floor, normalizes hormonal balance, and protects emotional health. Most importantly, it gives you something truly priceless, a sense of life, wholeness, and control over your body. No age is a reason to renounce pleasure. No moment sets an expiration date on womanhood. At any stage, 60, 70, 80, or beyond, you deserve joy, desire, and well-being. If this message resonated with you, take the first step toward yourself today. Let it be a small but important gesture, a relaxing bath, a deep breath with your hand over your heart, or a gentle touch to your own body. Remember that every such act is a powerful signal to your subconscious and your body, affirming that you are loved and worthy of happiness. And before we finish, a small request. Tell us your age and where you joined us from. It will help us better understand our community and create even more relevant materials. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with someone who might appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel. You can be a source of inspiration for other women, showing that it is never too late to begin caring for yourself, to restore the connection with your inner world, and to live a full life filled with joy and self-respect. Remember, you're not alone on your path to happiness. You're always in the process of becoming, and the opportunity to begin anew is always open before you.